this is just a clip from my full Movie Day Chronicles vlog. If you'd like to go watch the full thing, that is posted on the Findawg Rewinds channel. Or if you'd just like to watch this clip about this specific movie, then you can stay here. I just got out of AMC. You can't tell because I'm covering up, or this is covering up the sign. But yeah, I just got out of AMC, just finished watching the live action How to Train Your Dragon in IMAX. And I can tell you now, that was hands down, the best live action adaptation to date. Anything that was an animated movie that has now been adapted to live action, this is the best one. It follows the exact format, the exact script pretty much for the animated live action How to Train Your Dragon. Like, this was pretty much the exact same movie. They just expanded upon it. They expanded a few scenes. They expanded a few dialogue lines. But yeah, it was basically the exact same movie made from animated to live action. And hands down the best live action movie. Funny enough, I did get a poster. You see, I didn't see these the two times I went and watched Lilo and Stitch, but I did get a poster to Lilo and Stitch. And on the other side, it's Elio or Elio with Stitch popping out. But the reason I bring this up is the director, I don't know if you guys know this, but the director of the animated How to Train Your Dragon is the same director as the animated Lilo and Stitch movie. And what makes the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie the greatest live action adaptation of all time is because they brought back the same director from the animated movie. Disney could have done the same thing for Lilo and Stitch. They could have brought back the same director who did the animated movie to do the live action film, but they didn't. They chose not to. DreamWorks did. They brought back the same director. They knew that if they were going to be doing a live action How to Train Your Dragon film, that they needed the same director from the animated movie. Disney, they just didn't care. They don't care about the stories. They don't care about. They just care about making money. And obviously, not even that, because they could have made a lot more money if they brought back the same director from the animated movie to reformat it to live action. But they didn't. They didn't, and that's why How to Train Your Dragon is the GOAT of live action adaptations. Like, it follows the exact same construct, the exact same layout as the animated movie. And they knew the few details that they needed to add or make even more spectacular in live action form, and they expanded on already really great stuff in the animated movies. But yeah, it's a shame that Disney didn't do the same thing for Lilo and Stitch. It is my favorite Disney animated film. They should have brought back the same director. We could have had an animated Lilo and Stitch movie, an animated How to Train Your Dragon movie, a live action Lilo and Stitch movie, and a live action How to Train Your Dragon movie, all directed by the same dude, but Disney jacked it up. Now we just have the three. They fucked up and didn't hire the same director for Lilo and Stitch live action. Nothing against the director that they did get for it, but it would have been a lot better if they got the original director. I'm just saying. Anyway, go watch How to Train Your Dragon. Go watch it in IMAX if you can. Watch it in IMAX. Because those shots of Berk, and just like the giant queen dragon, or like the flying around, or Hiccup flying around on Toothless, like all of those cinematic epic shots are definitely well worth it to watch in IMAX. Yes, I'm telling you, it is worth it to go watch it in IMAX. And I think that's gonna be it for this part of the review. It's been a long day, it really has, and I'm tired and I want to get home. I've got like a 40-minute drive. Pretty hungry too, so I may stop and get me something. But yeah, I have had the best day of features, starting out with The Life of Chuck. That was very inspirational. Then going into like a very serious dating movie called The Materialist. That was something else, and yeah, definitely something else. And man, Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal, those fellas, they are so charming, so sexy, and so charming. Like Dakota Johnson's sexy too, but Pedro Pascal, that man is very charming in The Materialist. And then, of course, How to Train Your Dragon. They brought back Gerard Butler as the father. Mason Thames, I think his name is, who played Hiccup, was very excellent. Like I love Jay Baruchel, who voiced Hiccup in the animated movies. But Mason Thames brought an even higher expectation for these live action films. So did Nico Parker. Nico Parker has gotten very good at adapting things to like either movie or TV that's already been adapted and from something else, like either The Last of Us, playing Sarah, Joel's daughter in the first episode of The Last of Us, bringing that character to television, or bringing this live action character over from an animated movie. Either one, like, she does a phenomenal job at adapting a character that's already been adapted and making it her own and then expanding upon it. It's beautiful. Like, I love the entire cast. And then, of course, Nick Frost. Like, I wasn't expecting Nick Frost to be, what's his name? Goober or Gobber. I think it's Gobber. I wasn't expecting Nick Frost to be here. Like Simon Pegg, we just had him in the Mission Impossible films, and he's in quite a few films. Nick Frost, though, I haven't seen him in a minute. So, like, seeing him in this movie that I wasn't expecting him to be in was fucking amazing. Like I wasn't expecting. He was a really great surprise. Yeah, I loved the casting of this film, and I loved the selection of films that I want to watch today. But that's going to be it for the end of this review. Stay tuned. I'll jump in a few days and record a more thought out or more deeper review.
The animated version already worked. It did. Like, this is one of my favorite trilogies to this date. If Beyond the Spider-Verse ever comes out, that may top it. But as of right now, this is probably my favorite trilogy of films. So this is already perfect. But what they did with the live action How to Train Your Dragon made it so much more grounded and so much more just realistic. Like, if we had dragons, if we had the fantasy realm in our world, like, that's what it would look like. It is so beautiful. It's not a myth, not a metaphor. It's just love. Just is proven through trust. And that's what we learned through Hiccup and Toothless. And it's just so much more impactful, to me at least, in this live action animated film. I said live action animated right there. I meant live action How to Train Your Dragon film. That's what I meant. Mason Thames plays Hiccup like he's a real teenager just learning how to train a dragon for the first time. He's not just some fantasy hero. Like, he's struggling. His father is looking down on him. The whole village looks down on him, and he still has the balls, has the strength to go against the entire village and what they've been preaching. And he gets a new best friend out of it. He gets the most adorable best friend out of it with Toothless. Mason Thames just brings on a whole nother level of Hiccup. Like, he's not trying to be or sound like Jay Baruchel. He's playing his own version of Hiccup, and it is fantastic. Once like the first 20-30 minutes, you would tell he was sort of trying to be like the original Hiccup, but then he gets his own pace, he gets his own tone, and as he progresses throughout the film, I could easily tell that he was just having a really great time on set, and he just comes off as so enthusiastic, so happy to be playing Hiccup. And yeah, I can't wait to explore more of Hiccup and Toothless when the second live action How to Train Your Dragon comes out, because they have confirmed that the second is now being formatted to live action. Nico Parker as well. Nico Parker as Astrid brings not only the intensity and the challenges with her, like they did change her character a little bit for the live action film. In the animated one, all of these guys, honestly, they're a lot nicer to Hiccup in these animated movies than they are in the live action films at first. And the live action films, they're kind of bullies, kind of just pick on Hiccup. Like I said, the whole village picks on Hiccup. And then, once he starts training Toothless and becoming a badass, they all start being nice to him and actually supporting him. And yeah, I love the small changes they did to Astrid's character. Nico Parker was fantastic as Astrid, and I can't wait to see more of her either. They brought back Gerard Butler as Stoic, as Hiccup's father, and no better person to play Stoic than Gerard Butler. I'm glad they brought the original character or the original voice actor back to play Stoic, because if it hadn't have been Gerard Butler, maybe I would have been a little annoyed. He plays a real great Viking. Yeah, he was great, and the few changes they did in his dialogue too just made it just as impactful. Now, I'm not saying that this live action animation or this live action adaptation, that's what I was trying to say, is better than the originals, because it's not. I think that this experience, this live action experience, has just confirmed to me that the original animated movies are the greatest trilogy. Makes these films just so much more impactful. Seeing Toothless and seeing Hiccup flying through the air for the first time, that was scary. That was scary as hell, actually, in live action. Well, obviously knowing that they're going to survive, but yeah, seeing Hiccup free fall was horrifying. It's not better than the originals, but it's just as good, and it makes the originals better, honestly. That's what I think. And then, of course, Nick Frost. That was a wonderful surprise. I didn't know he was coming I didn't know he was cast to play as Gobber. I think his name's Gobber. So yeah, he balances out the rest of the cast. He's so just warm and funny, but also like very serious, and you can see that. Yeah, he also cares about Hiccup and Stoic, and yeah, just will do anything for the village and for helping train these young ones to eventually fight the dragons. But then, in the second one, he'll be also training to ride the dragons. Everyone eventually trains to ride the dragons instead of fight the dragons. But yeah, Nick Frost, he just brings the rest of the balance to the cast. It's just so wonderful. I wasn't expecting him to be in this movie. When I saw him show up as Gobber, I was like, oh my god, is that Nick Frost? And then, of course, I've mentioned Toothless a few times. I do need to bring him as one of the cast members, because he really is like one of the cast members. He feels like he is one of the cast. He's just so cute and so realistic in this film. In the originals, they treat the dragons like animals, or portray them like animals, like a mix between a cat and a dog and a pig and a cow and whatever animals. A bulldog, I think, at one point is that one dragon. They treat the dragons, or they have so much like oh my god, I can't even animal characteristics. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, they just act so much like a dog or a cat, especially Toothless. Yeah, it just makes it even more grounding and even more lifelike for the live action adaptation. Yeah, Toothless is not just Hiccup's sidekick. No, he's his best friend. He's an animal. He's just as trusting. He watches you, and yeah, he just like watches everything Hiccup does and starts to learn to trust Hiccup just as much as Hiccup has to learn to trust Toothless. Like they have to just, slowly watch each other and learn how they do things. Yeah, like they're studying each other, and then they slowly start to earn that trust and earn the love, the connection between the two. And yeah, it's so wonderful. It's just like having a dog or a cat, and it's so beautiful. I love Toothless. He's one of my favorite animated characters. Actually feels lived in. It doesn't like feel staged or just like another set piece. Like it actually feels lived in. And yeah, maybe it feels too real, like it's just a huge promotional ad for the real island of Berk that they've built in Epic Universe at Universal Studios Florida. Like, yeah, it may be a big promotional piece for that. But so what? Even if it is, like, it just means that the children that are growing up on these live action films can actually go and live and experience the real island of Berk. And when they're not, being able to visit that, then they can actually relive a more grounded, more realistic version of How to Train Your Dragon. I don't understand why people are complaining. Like, yeah, it may be a big promotional piece for it, but who cares? Like, that it's awesome. Like I want to go visit Epic Universe and the island of Berk. Like, I've been following updates to Epic Universe for like 5 or 6 years. I've known about this park, and like I want to go visit it. So like I can't blame the children that are going to be growing up on these movies for wanting to go visit the island of Berk as well. Yeah, it's wonderful. I love this live action, and I hate that people are complaining that it's just a money grab, because it's not. Like they meaning DreamWorks actually understand and actually took the time to talk to the original director of the original films, Don DeBlois, I think that's how you say his name. They actually took the time and actually told him that they were thinking about making a live action How to Train Your Dragon. And so what did he do? He was like, hey, let me direct it. Let me direct this film. I know I've never directed a live action film, but I know the story. I know what makes How to Train Your Dragon so special. Let me reformat it to live action. And that's exactly what they did. That's what makes this movie so special, that DreamWorks actually took the time to get the original director and the original creator of the story, not, well, I guess this is based off of a book, but the book I've heard is a lot different than these movies. So yeah, he's basically like the creator of this world, and they took the time to bring him back to direct the live action. Now, if Disney had done the same thing, and if they had brought Don Dublois back to co-direct the live-action Lilo and Stitch film with Chris Sanders, those two are the original co-directors for the animated Lilo and Stitch. If Disney had brought back the original two directors, we could be having, the same or close to the same conversation for the live action Lilo and Stitch. But no, Disney are the cheap money grabs. They just care about the money. They don't care about the actual story. Like we've seen so many live action adaptations from Disney now, and none of them have felt anywhere close to what close to what How to Train Your Dragon made me feel. Like, yeah, sure, the animals in The Lion King were realistic, but because they were so realistic, you kind of lost the soul behind each character, the heart behind each character. Like, you can make them realistic and still have heart behind them. That's exactly what they did for the live action adaptation of How to Train Your Dragon. Like, they figured it out for all the dragons. They could have done the same thing for Lion King. Now, I know that the Lion King is pretty much all CGI characters. They don't have human actors with the CGI characters, but still, it could have worked. Like, that is one of my favorite Disney adaptations, and still, like, it's pretty bad. And then, Guy Ritchie's Aladdin, I'm not even gonna say anything about that one, because that probably is my favorite live action adaptation from Disney. I think that one's probably the best we've gotten so far. I would say it goes Aladdin, the Lilo and Stitch film, Lion King, and then all the others down below. But yeah, like Disney keeps, or the creators behind these live action adaptations keep saying they want to make these films more realistic, and then they fuck it up even more. For example, Mushu and the live action Mulan. Where the fuck's Mushu? They said they wanted to make it more realistic, so they took out Mushu, a animated talking dragon. And what did they do? They added a witch that could turn into a fucking bird. That's what they did. How's that more fucking realistic than an animated talking dragon? And then Lilo and Stitch. Like, the director of the live action Lilo and Stitch movie has come out and started complaining about people not buying tickets, even though it's made $800 million fucking dollars worldwide. And he's still complaining about people not going to watch it. But you want to know why? Like, he's saying that, but he also says he wants to make it more realistic. And so the ending, like, people are complaining about Nala leaving Lilo towards the end, which I didn't have a problem with the ending at all. I think people are over exaggerating when it comes to the ending of the live action Lilo and Stitch. He did say that the original ending to the animated film was not realistic, so that's why he changed to the ending of the live action film. So why the fuck did you add a portal gun to your movie? Weekly and Jumba use a fucking portal gun throughout the film. So how's that even more like that? How's that more realistic? I hate that these creators keep saying that they're compromising the heart and the soul of each film just to make it more realistic, and then they add even more unrealistic expectations to the film. It's so fucking annoying. And that's the problem with these Disney live action adaptations. But with that being said, DreamWorks stepping in, making the live action How to Train Your Dragon film, teaching and showing Disney how they should have been making live action films this entire time. This is the step in the right direction. This is exactly what we need right now. We need DreamWorks. We need another studio to show Disney what's up and how to make films. Because yeah, Disney is just become an easy cash grab. It's annoying. It's really annoying. Like, yes, I will go and watch any live action adaptation there is, just because I love movies and I love reviewing movies. But it doesn't mean that all of them have been that great. Like Pinocchio, I fell asleep like 2 or 3 times every time I tried to watch that film. Dumbo was not that great. Yeah, it had great actors in it. Had Danny DeVito in it for some reason. He was also in the Haunted Mansion though, which that wasn't really that great of a film either. Like, I enjoyed it enough, but not as much as the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. But yeah, I don't know. I think Disney needs to take notes out of DreamWorks guidebook for live action, and start bringing back the original creators, or creators that actually love and want to reformat the original films to live action and just add minor changes throughout the film. We don't need major changes. We just need some minor changes and updates throughout each film, just like they did for the live action How to Train Your Dragon film. And it wasn't an exact shot to shot remake. It did change some things up. It did change a little bit of dialogue here and there. So it wasn't exactly shot to shot, but it was like 90 to 95% of the way there. And yeah, like I know audience members are like on both sides of the line, whether they want major changes to the original movies to make them have enough of a difference to actually make it worth people's while of watching it. But when you change too much and change too much of the original tone of the film, then that's when you start to lose the audience. So you gotta have this delicate balance of not too much of the original film, but also not too many changes from the original film. You gotta have this delicate balance, and I think DreamWorks has pulled it off for their first film, at least. We'll see how they do if they continue to adapt their films into live action. I've heard that, or I know that the second How to Train Your Dragon film is confirmed. They're continuing on with that franchise at least. But if they go down the road of adapting others like Shrek or Madagascar or Flushed Away or any of those, like, we'll see. Because some of those could feel just as wonky or just as bad as the Disney live adaptations if it's not done well. So we'll see. But as of right now, I am loving Trademark's way of filming these live action adaptations. This is my favorite one so far, and I can't wait to go and relive this first live action and then continue on with the series once they make the second and third films into live action adaptations. But yeah, that's going to be it for this review. I know it's been a long one. I hope y'all enjoyed my breakdowns of 3 films, 3 different approaches to love and connection. The Life of Chuck teaches us that everything is connected. Everything is connected through math. The Materialist teaches us that love defies structure. It breaks the rules. Then How to Train Your Dragon teaches us that sometimes love just shows up and it stays. It stays with us to the end. But together, all 3 of these films give me a roadmap of how to live life. Pay attention to the small moments. Don't fear life, and trust people anyway. And sometimes the best days are the ones where you accidentally stumble upon exactly what you needed to hear. Those are the life lessons that I took from the 3 films. I hope you enjoyed my review and breakdown of each film. I hope you enjoyed my movie day vlog. If any of these films hit you the way they hit me, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what kind of stories stick with y'all. I have more movie reviews coming soon, more movie reactions as well. We'll see what kind of series reactions I have coming up. I know Ironheart is supposed to be coming out, so I'll probably do that for at least Patreon. I doubt I'll be able to keep up with it enough for YouTube, but I'll at least get my watch-alongs over on Patreon, so you can stay tuned for all my reactions, my reviews, and my unedited watch-alongs. You can find over on my Patreon. The other 2, the reactions and the reviews, you can find edited versions of those on my Findawg Rewinds channel. I have 2 new channels that I'll be starting to come out with. This is actually the first video on the Findawg Rewinds channel. And then I also have another channel that I'll be working on in the background for the next month or 2. And when I start getting videos ready to upload on it, I'll let you guys know about that channel as well. New channels coming, and this one will just be turned into, or my original channel will just be turned into like an unlisted or private channel for now. Maybe I'll do something with it later on, but for now I'm just going to start fresh and start brand new channels. So this is the very first Findawg Rewinds video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoy this vlog style type of reviewing that I do for movies. Since I don't have a whole lot of time to go watch movies, I just go like once a week and watch as many movies as I can on the days I'm off. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, or this deep discussion breakdown of each film I watched. That is The Life of Chuck, Materialist, and How to Train Your Dragon live action. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next Movie Day Chronicles. All right. See y'all later. Bye bye.